Baby, don't worry about a thing, cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
It's gonna be
so baby, don't worry, everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. So baby, don't worry, everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. Time is money, I don't.
Hey Will fam, it's Mimi.
It's Quay.
And in today's video we have a special video for you guys. We're gonna be talking about
when queens are yelling at kings and how we respond to it, and also as vice versa.
Men yelling at women as well.
Yes.
So this is a very interesting video, so stay tuned for more.
And this is going to get kind of spicy because y'all know how hyper I get because the anointing just come over me. So don't be alarmed, don't be afraid. It's nothing wrong with that, because that lets me know you love God and we love God as well. And also I want to let y'all know my baby girl Malia is in the back.
Say hi, Leah. Baby Leah.
That's my little baby there. I call her Boogaloo because that's her little nickname, because she's 1 minute she's in tune, 1 minute she don't want nobody around her. That's my baby girl and I love her to death. So stay tuned, we'll see y'all soon.
Hey Will fam, we made it to our destination.
Yes,
We're at the park. It's sunny outside, it's a beautiful day, and we just wanted to let you guys know how we feel and a little testimony of where we came from. Like we said in previous videos, in the beginning of our marriage we had a lot of communication issues. The majority of our issues was surrounded around communication because we can never express ourselves properly for the other person to understand. And looking back now, my mistakes were yelling and just coming down on him very hard. It's not that I intended to be yelling like that, because nobody want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I know how I could feel. Like I could understand where he was coming from, because he would tell me after the fact, like, it's always nagging, always yelling. And I hear that a lot from men too. Men who's in relationships, men who's in marriages. Yep. They always say, oh, their woman is always nagging and they don't want to hear none of that. And my husband, he explained to me, as a man, when you're yelling at a man, they don't hear anything. Like, it's going in one ear and out the other. They're not grasping what you're trying to say. And me, I know, yelling and crying, I'm thinking, oh, you have to understand where I'm coming from. They don't understand. You have to literally be adults about the situation, put your feelings aside and talk. He's a human being just like you. Women, you have to talk. Yelling is not gonna get you anywhere. Yelling, screaming, crying, it's not gonna get you anywhere. You're basically throwing a fit and he's not gonna take you serious. And that's what my faults in the beginning. I was always yelling and try to get him to understand how I felt and where I was coming from, but it wasn't getting anywhere. And a lot of our arguments came from that, yelling, arguing, and us never really finding a resolution to the problem. And honestly, that's what led into our separation and him being with somebody else. Like, y'all have to be mature about the situation. Y'all want to be committed to each other. That's an adult thing, so you can't go about an adult situation as a child. You have to be mature. You have to communicate. You have to express yourself. You have to put your feelings aside. If you have to go out, that's something I would do, and he would be upset about that. Remember, I'll just go into the car or go around the block or something to just get a breather, because if you have that much intensity in you to the point where you feel like you have to yell, you have to separate for a little bit. I'm not saying go to somebody's house or go sleep in a hotel. I'm saying, like, go get a breather, go for a walk, go sit in the car, listen to gospel, have a conversation with God, so you can come back and be civil adults about the situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna break it down a little bit more, and I feel like she was just basically giving you an examine of what we've been through and how
we're gonna get deeper into it. I was just giving them
That's basically what I just said, everybody. Me and my wife, we are very team. As you can see, if you watch a lot of our videos, we very connected, very connected. She be in my mind, I be in her mind. But I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna start off by breaking it down. I'm gonna give you an examples about our testimonies of what we've been through. When we was in our household and we didn't have enough money to go out and have a good time. And this is all the tactics that I suggest everybody, this is why you should slow it down and just have fun in the beginning, because she didn't even mention about all the good times. She always kept coming at me with the bad times and the bad things that I have done to her. And a person as a king, women, as a man, we don't want to keep hearing it. We understand what we have done to you. But how can we get past it? And this is what I kept telling my wife time and time again. Are you looking at my actions? Are you looking at what I'm doing? Trying to pull you through this. And that time, I was belittling her because I was depressed. I was very frustrated and mad because, again, I was on the road at the time and I was bringing home at least $10,000 a month home. And she really didn't have to hold her weight. And she was a part-time girlfriend and a part-time wife when we got married. Then, when I got off the road, that's when the problems became. That's when the issues became. Because God was in the picture in the good times and the bad times, but I felt like God wanted to test me and her on mentally, on how, if we are around each other full time, how can we be together? And it really gave us a awakening of...
It took us for a ride.
It took us for a
We
ride.
was arguing all the time.
Money was a problem.
Money is a very big, was a very big problem in our relationship, and communication on top of that. We was both stressed financially and with our work situations, and then bringing that to the household. Like, I feel like the home is supposed to be like a sanctuary of peace and love, and it was nothing. It was the complete opposite. It was like everything from the outside, we was bringing it in and putting it in each other. Like, we was just going at it, and it wasn't healthy. We had a baby in the mix. Like, you guys have to, it's not only about y'all. If you have kids and y'all doing that, y'all need to realize the kids are looking at that and thinking that's okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
It's not
you guys
okay.
need to be able to be adults and talk about y'all problems and come to a resolution. If y'all want to be with each other, you have to try to come together and compromise. Compromising is a big thing, especially in marriages.
Yeah.
You have to compromise.
Relationships is too, because it starts there. You have to practice.
But this is just a word of the wise for those who are planning to become married. Like, it doesn't get no better. You have to work together. It's a partnership. You become one when you're married. You have to compromise. You have to take into key what they like and how they feel.
Hold on and pause on that. What the person shows you in the beginning, remember, what they show you in the beginning, that's most likely how they're going to be in the marriage as well.
True. If they treating you like crap in the beginning,
Yep.
that's what you're going to get.
This is a big example for women and men, kings and queens. When a person takes you to their family, you better be examining. Take notes, like y'all take notes with us sitting in the back, and we all be like, oh, but you said you was here, but now you telling me you're here. Have that same intensity, queens, when you go meet his family.
Because where they come from shows you who that person actually is. Generational curses are very much real. So
it's real, because ain't nobody being honest.
Exactly.
Nope. It starts from home. As we keep telling y'all, it starts from home. You just don't wake up one morning and want to hurt 69 or 49 people, innocent people. You've been had that pain in your heart from a child. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't want to get off topic because I want my wife to get the women, queens, to understand when you coming at a man with so much, give that man space. Go ahead.
I can only speak from my point of view.
Your
and what
testimony.
I did.
Yes, ma'am.
So as far as me and my husband, we will be arguing, and I would just have to get out the house because I didn't want it to get any worse. Because when you're arguing, what do you expect out of that? If both of y'all yelling at each other, it's only gonna get worse, and that's where physical violence come in, and people say stuff they don't mean. I just had to exit out of the equation. I would just go in my car, go walk around the block to just get a breather to calm myself down, because once you get me started, and then we keep at it, it's gonna rise. Like, we gonna both pop off, and we both Tauruses, so it's like two bulls clashing against each other. So I had to just leave the situation, go get some fresh air, and come back. He wouldn't like that. He would want to deal with it. Sometimes he would want to deal with it in that moment in time, and other times he would like to sweep it under the rug. And like he said earlier, I wasn't focused on the good times. I know we had good times. That's what made me fall in love with him. But when we were in a tough situation, I'm going to deal with the tough situation. When he had his affair and we separated, and I wanted to work on it. Coming back into it, I said I wanted to work on it. I wanted to go to counseling. Like, we have to deal with this situation in order to move on. And he didn't want to do that. I
don't want to forget about this part, because I had to cut my wife off because I didn't want to get about this part, because women known for doing this to kings. When a king tell you what he used to do for another woman, at that point in time of his life, he don't know you. He's not, when he's with you now, he doesn't have what he used to have when he was with that woman. He probably doesn't do the same things that he once. And how I feel, why would you want him to do the same thing he did for another woman? Wouldn't you want different? Because I told my wife plenty of times what I used to do for another woman, so she'll understand. Like, cause I always went back into my past relationships or what I have been through with her and talk, because we always have that open-minded relationship and bond with each other. Because I feel like that's what led me to be the man that I am today. You understand what I'm saying?
Just being honest about it.
Being honest. And when a man tells you what he used to do for another woman, don't use that against him, woman. Queen.
I wasn't using it against you.
I felt like that.
I just mentioned, like, he used to tell me, like, he used to, like, literally spoil his past girlfriend.
And that was wrong. I see what I went wrong with that one. But go ahead.
And since then he has like changed his tactics, so I don't get that. I'm not a materialistic person. I don't sit here and ask him. I don't sit here and ask.
Love it.
I don't sit here and ask him for buy me this, buy me that. I'm not that type of person. But it was just a question. I didn't make a big deal out of it. I'm just like, so why you don't do that for me? Like, I'm your wife and those was your girlfriends. Why you don't spoil your wife? It was just a simple question. I wasn't in my feelings about it. But I feel like some women could be in their feelings about it though.
Yeah, because if I sit here and tell you I was buying this person Louis Vuitton bags and Coach bags or Chanel bags, and at that time I'm in the streets. So if you're in the streets, you don't care about money. You'll give your girl $1,000 or
And that's why I wasn't tripping about it, because he was living a different lifestyle in that moment in time. Now he's working hard and he's making his money off the muscle. This is not he's not living that life no more.
Right.
So I wasn't in my feelings about it. It was just a simple question, because I'm not a materialistic person. And there's some women out here that's very materialistic. They just want to take out of a guy. What
and
about
them the women that just want to lay up, when a king don't just want that. A king want a queen that want to sit there and build. Like my wife trying to build with her husband. Now she see where she went wrong, and now we're trying to correct it.
And I was young. When we got married, I was 20. I was 20, and I didn't have much experience.
27, right?
Yeah.
26, 27.
Yeah, if I was 20, you was 27.
Yeah.
So I didn't have much experience, and he did relationship-wise. But coming into this marriage, it was like a clean slate, because my husband didn't experience nothing with
Both
anybody
of us.
else.
No
kids.
I
said that. I didn't experience anything before you, and then him, he has experience with other women, but compared to what we've been through, it was nothing compared. So it was like it was a clean slate for both of us. We really didn't know how to go about situations, and we were turning to people around us, and that's a mistake, y'all. Don't go to people around y'all, especially if they trying to figure themselves out as well. Hello.
Hi.
Come on, forgot my mask.
All right.
Don't go to other people asking them for advice, especially if they trying to figure it out for themselves, because it's like that's when you get in a bigger hole. And that's where I went wrong too. I went to his mom, that wasn't much advice, and I went to my parents. My parents never been through this, so they can't really tell me what it is I should do. It's like everybody goes through different things. Like my situation is different from your situation.
You just struck a nerve. I got to go into more details what my wife just said about that. If you're got a mother that's not married, you can't go to her and ask her for advice, because she can't relate to your platform. If your dad is a single man, you can't go to him because you're married. You can't do that. You have to go to God. You have no choice, because
especially if y'all married.
Right, when you inviting different people in y'all situation, which we did, that's how we ended up in the situations we had ended up in. Because if we would have went to God, none of this would have not ever happened.
Turn to God and also communicate with each other. We wasn't like how we was expressing ourselves to other people. We wasn't doing it with each other. It's now that we're doing it.
Now we're doing it.
But
now we're the bestest friends. We work together. We uplift each other. We do everything together. Grocery shopping, washing dishes, cleaning our kids. Yeah, we do everything. We bestest friends. We every time we could just be going down the street. We even do that together. When you do things alone, that's when you let the devil in. Simple as that. It don't get no better than that. And if you want to be a power couple, if you want to be with someone, or if you just want to be out here doing whatever, kings, be honest from the gate. If you just want sex, say that. You got women that don't mind being the side piece. Once again, like I said to you, you have people out here that's out here for everyone. If you want to keep living in sin, go right ahead. I'm gonna stay out your way. You got women that just want to live in sin. Go right ahead. You're wasting time. God wants you to be married.
I'm gonna put this post up because I shared it the other day. The post said, "Why are y'all wasting time laying up with somebody that you don't see a future with?" I'm gonna put that up because it's like, why are you wasting time? You know this person ain't ish. You know this person ain't gonna take you nowhere.
And they tell you that.
You know. I've talked to a lot of women.
They tell you that.
I've talked to a lot of women that's in a situation and they said the guy told them they wasn't nothing from the get-go.
Yeah, and you still want to think you can change a king?
Women, we can't change a man. We can't change a man.
You cannot.
You got to turn to God, and they have to want to change for themselves. You can't physically change anybody.
We're not going to let the devil win. We're not going to let him win. Because I feel like the population for single women and men is too large. And then you got broken homes that little kids just don't understand. They thinking it's cool for you to hit a woman. They thinking it's cool for you to sleep with different women. They thinking it's cool, even on both sides of the ball.
That's what we mean by generational curses.
Generational curses.
Y'all doing that in front of your kids. What you think they gonna do when they grow up? You're not teaching them no different. So
You
all
should-
they see is what you doing. And if you're not doing right, that's what they're gonna follow, and it's gonna follow them. And it's gonna be a curse after curse after curse. The curse has to end with you.
Right. And this is what we did in our own home. We brought that same intensity into our home, and luckily our kids won't remember any of these things that we have done.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? When you got a mind, that's a muscle that's gonna remember everything you do, and that's gonna record and watch. Because you know how I know all this stuff is because I watched my parents and I seen what they did wrong in their situations. That's why I keep going back to that, because it starts at home. This is ridiculous. You should want to be with your significant other. Even when you get married, you know God still sees you married with that woman. Even if you get remarried, he's still gonna charge you for that first one you was with.
It's adultery. Adultery is a sin.
It follows you. And I'm so mad and frustrated because I come from great leaders. I come from great Christians. And I have not heard not one person deliver the message to me like this. As I'm reading this Bible, I keep getting very frustrated because we keep spitting in our own dad's face. When he put us here on earth for a reason.
Yeah.
Not to waste time, not to be out here doing whatever the heck we want to do, but to get with your wife. You go start a family with that woman. You start a business with that woman. Anything you want to do, he just want to give it to you. But you
by
want to
y'all-
sit here and have party and get drunk and get high
By
and do
y'all
all that
continue
mess.
to sin and do what y'all do, living with each other, without being married. I'm not judging nobody because we did it. We did it for a
Listen,
month though. But
That's
let me
why I
get
don't
this
hang
out.
around everybody.
Let me get this out.
That's why I don't hang around, so I don't have to judge you.
The reason that, like, for y'all who's continuing to sin and just don't care, y'all basically telling God, you just want to do what you do. Forget you, God. I don't really want to do it how you want to do it. For those of you who believe in God, that's what y'all doing. Because a lot of people is 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah.
They say they believe in God, but yet last night you was in the club.
Right.
And last night you was just having sex. Last
Right.
night you just had a one-night stand.
Right.
You was just smoking weed. This is the world we live in. To be honest, I know it's very hard because we done did some of those things. We used
Yeah.
to smoke. We was
Yeah.
living together before we got married. Our son was conceived outside of marriage.
Yep.
But we try,
We're trying to help you stop doing the mistakes that we did.
Yeah.
You understand? Because the more you put yourself in the hole, the more you're playing in the devil's playground, the more he's going to be able to use you.
You gotta shut that out. I don't know if y'all are very spiritual, but there's a lot of demons around and that
Yes,
could just
it is.
get in your head.
Yes, it is.
And to just, once you open that realm, a lot of spirits can just come and use you.
Yep.
You gotta walk with God.
And if you got pain, you're the easiest target.
You gotta let that go.
The easiest target.
Y'all may not even think that deep into it, but you holding a grudge against said person or thinking about what happened in the past, y'all holding on to something and you're not allowing your heart to be open and allow God to use
Amen.
you. By you holding on to that, the devil is just, you're attracting devils to you.
Yep.
A lot of spirits is just attracted
He's going
to
to
you.
use you because he used my mama. You heard me say it on the testimony. He used my mama.
A lot of people, not even just your mama, a lot of people around us is allowing the devil to use them.
But them my testimonies. That's what I have to give to y'all to use that as leverage if you have kids. We need to stop the general curse. You should want to be with
Better than your mom.
Right. You should want to be women. You should want to be with a man. Kings, you should want to be with a queen. I'm telling you from experience. He will bless you with anything you want. But you have to be foundation. You have to have a foundation with a person that you're supposed to be with. And he will give you the woman that you're supposed to be with. Not what you wanted to choose like I did. No. You don't have to go through that like I did. Go to him and ask him who you want me to be with. God, use my eyes and who you want me to be with. And he will help you with that. But like I say, if you just want to be out here doing whatever,
And that's when you're
that's
gonna
your
go
choice.
through things. A lot of people say, "Oh God, why
That's
would you
your
let me?"
choice.
A lot of people say, "Oh God, why would you let me go through this?" Or why would you let me become a single mother? You put yourself in that hole.
Right.
Did God tell you to mess with that man?
Right.
He wasn't nothing.
And homosexuals, we don't want to forget them.
Homosexuals. A lot of people say, "Oh, I was born this way."
Born
You
this way. You wasn't.
You wasn't.
You wasn't.
God-
You choosing.
Yeah.
You
choosing
choosing
to do what you want to do.
Right. So say that. And on top of that, like the young gentleman said, the male, the king, he said off the rip, he had a long conversation with God. I'm going to go back into that. He had a long conversation with God. I don't agree with it, but he said he talked to God between him and him. Okay, I choose to be with a man. He didn't say God told him to be with a man. He chose to be with a man. So that means when judgment day comes, you know what happens. Because in the Bible, it doesn't say that anywhere. I don't want to get this confused at all. I'm not judging you, but I'm letting you know.
You're just trying to wake a lot of people up.
I'm trying to wake you up.
God is coming soon.
He's
y'all.
here.
He's coming.
He's coming.
He's coming very soon.
Yes,
and I
ma'am.
just want everybody,
And yes, sir.
Everybody watching this video and everybody around us to just get right, because God is coming. And I would hate for y'all to just be caught up in what y'all, the sin that y'all in, and this man come. What you gonna tell him in his face?
Ain't it?
What are you gonna say to him?
He ain't gonna say nothing. You know what he gonna do?
What are they gonna say?
You know what he gonna do?
He gonna turn around and be like, I don't know you.
Go the other way.
That's exactly what he gonna do.
Go the other way. I don't want to hear it. What you said to me, you choose to be with who you want to be with, right? Okay. 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 And that's what we did to our own dad. We choose to do what we wanted to do. We choose to yell at each other. We choose to just separate and go into different homes. We choose to just do whatever we want. Now we know what's the truth because we sat our behinds down and we read in the Bible. Simple as that. I don't have anything else to say. That really sums it up a lot about how and why women should not yell at kings.
Don't yell. You have to. If you want that relationship, you have to compromise. Consider the other
Sit
person's
him
feelings.
down.
Let him know,
Conversation.
like an adult, how you feeling and what it is that he did wrong. Let him understand. By you yelling like you did this, you did that. Why would you do this? He's not.
He's not hearing you.
He's not obtaining any of that information.
You ain't doing nothing but pushing him away for the next woman. I promise you that, because that's exactly how our minds be thinking.
It's like he's so stressed about the circumstance he's in, he's gonna go to somebody else that brings him peace.
And off the rip, he's thinking about you while he's with that other woman, because he really don't even care about her.
That's what he said the whole time he was in that situation.
Yeah.
He said he was just thinking about me.
I was just thinking about her. I just wanted my wife back. If my wife can get her mind right, we can get this thing popping. Because I didn't intend to waste anybody's time. Not even my own wife. I knew what I wanted. I ain't trying to waste nobody's time. God see that. That's why he blessing me. I got my family black. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to help y'all. I'm going out my way each and every day, putting the energy and putting the anointing in this video so y'all can understand this ain't fake. We gonna keep it pushing. We gonna keep it moving. This is a powerful video. You like it and you subscribe. You have anything else you want to say, baby?
God bless. Get in your word. Connect with God. Build a relationship with God. If you don't have a relationship with God, game one right now, because God is coming, y'all. God is coming.
Amen. I'll see y'all on the next video.
Baby, don't worry about a thing. Cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
It's gonna be
So baby, don't worry. Everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright. So baby, don't worry. Everything gonna be alright. Everything gonna be alright.